The gap between you and the top 1% isn't talent, money, or even luck. They have just discovered a set of rules that the rest of the world ignores. In the next few minutes, I'll break down those rules backed by psychology, real stats, and examples from names you know. Rule number 1, the 70-30 edge. Most people live in 100% doing mode, staying busy, stressed out, loud, but not actually moving forward. That's why you'll hear someone brag, "Man, I've worked 70 hours this week." Well, it's a cool flex, but how much of that work actually led to progress? And how much was just you babysitting your emails as if it's a newborn child? The top performers spent about 70% of their time executing and 30% zooming out. That would include thinking, reviewing, spotting the next big lever. Jeff Bezos literally blocked off empty time in his calendar because he knew billion-dollar ideas don't just pop up when you're drowning in Slack notifications. Bill Gates took it even further with his famous Think Weeks, locking himself away with nothing but books and his brain. And a fun fact here, one of those weeks gave birth to Internet Explorer. But most people, they're sprinting on treadmills, sweating buckets, but going nowhere. But the top 1%, they step off, look around, and see that there's an escalator right next to it. So how do you apply this? Build reflection time into your schedule. That could mean 30 minutes a day to review your wins and screw-ups, or it could also be one longer deep thinking block every single week. Ask yourself these questions. What's actually working? What's something I need to eliminate? And where is my 10x move hiding? Trust me, those insights, they're worth more than another 20 hours of fake busyness. Rule number 2, the friction advantage. According to Duke University, about 45% of our daily behaviors are habits, not conscious decisions. Which means your environment is basically the steering wheel of your life. If your gym shoes are sitting by the bed, you're way more likely to actually work out. And if Doritos are hiding on the top shelf in the garage, suddenly you're not craving them at midnight. This is what I call the friction advantage. Lowering the friction for the good stuff and raising the friction for the junk. Netflix doesn't win because it's better than your willpower. It probably wins because your remote is 2 feet closer than your notebook. That's the kind of dumb, invisible detail that decides whether you're productive or not. So hack your defaults. If you want to read more, keep a book on top of your pillow so you literally need to move it before you go to bed. If you want to stop doom scrolling, just delete the apps from your home screen. Look, these little friction tricks, they might sound trivial or boring, but they work. That's why James Clear's Atomic Habits sold more than 15 million copies, because the science of small, invisible choices stacks up over time. Rule number 3, asymmetric bet. Now let's talk about asymmetric bets. These are moves where the downside is tiny, but the upside is massive. This is how people actually change their lives, not by grinding harder, but by placing bets that scale. Naval Ravikant, the Silicon Valley entrepreneur and angel investor who got into Uber and Twitter early, says wealth comes from asymmetric opportunities. For him, posting online was a bet. Learning to code was another one. And every coffee chat in Silicon Valley wasn't just small talk. It was like grabbing a lottery ticket with insane upside. Think about it. What's the downside of posting your ideas on LinkedIn once a day? Maybe it's a little bit of embarrassment before you get good, but the upside, it's probably a client, a job offer, maybe a business that changes your entire trajectory. And that's asymmetric. Most people spend all their energy squeezing 1% out of symmetric bets. It could be things like clipping coupons to get a $3 discount on groceries. But they ignored the asymmetric ones that could return 100x. That's like fighting over crumbs when there is a whole bakery next door giving away free samples. So here's how you apply this. Once a month, ask yourself, what's a bet I can take where failure costs me almost nothing, but success could be life-changing? And that's where you want to place your chips. Rule number 4, the energy arbitrage. Everybody talks about time management, but here's the truth. Your time is useless if your energy is trash. You don't need another productivity app. You need better energy arbitrage, protecting and multiplying your energy so every hour actually counts. Look at Brian Johnson, the tech entrepreneur who sold Braintree to PayPal. He now spends over $2 million a year on his Blueprint anti-aging protocol, all in an effort to keep his body biologically 18. Extreme? Definitely. But it proves how seriously founders treat energy as leverage. Because if your body and mind are running at peak performance, you're compounding faster than anyone still trying to brute force their way through exhaustion. We burn through energy like it's on an unlimited data plan, then we act surprised when we're buffering halfway through the week. It's not that you're lazy. It's just that you're stuck on dial-up while the top 1% are streaming in 4K. So here's the play. Do an energy audit this week. Write down what drains you and what charges you up. Maybe Zoom meetings suck your soul, but working out gives you 3 extra productive hours. Maybe hanging with certain people leaves you wiped, while brainstorming with others has you buzzing. Protect the energizers and ruthlessly cut the drains. You will compound returns faster than the S&P 500s. Rule number 5, the network effect applied to people. You've probably heard of the network effect in tech. The more users a platform has, the more valuable it becomes. Facebook, Uber, Airbnb all built empires of it. Now here's the thing, your personal growth works the same way. Andrew Carnegie, once the richest man in America, credited his entire empire to his mastermind group, a circle of peers who challenged and pushed each other. It wasn't luck, it was the network effect applied to people. Here's the hard truth. If you're the smartest person at brunch, congratulations, you are in the wrong brunch. Growth doesn't happen when everyone nods at your ideas as if it's Sunday school. Growth happens when you're surrounded by people who make you uncomfortable in the best possible way. People who are already where you want to be. So here's your move. Create or join a small group of people with aligned goals. Could be founders, creators, writers, gym buddies, doesn't matter. Meet weekly, swap wins, share struggles, and set goals. That tiny circle will push you more in 3 months than your company's annual performance review ever will. Now stack these 5 together and you've basically built yourself an unfair advantage system. The 70-30 edge keeps you from wasting years on treadmill work. The friction advantage designs your habits to win by default. Asymmetric bets make sure you're playing offense, not just defense. Energy arbitrage keeps your performance spiking instead of flatlining. And the network effect compounds your growth through people. Do this for 6 months and you will feel like you have unlocked cheat codes. Not because you're special, but because you're doing the things that the 99% of people are too distracted to notice. That's all I have for you today. I hope you got a ton of value from this. If you did, please hit that like button. It really helps to push this video to more people who need to watch this. I'm Anika, a writer, a creative entrepreneur, a pitch deck designer. Over the past few years, I've collaborated with more than 160 plus brands from 19 plus different countries and helped them raise more than 80 million USD. On this channel, I talk about 1% businesses, AI, and self-mastery, all the stuff that I'm passionate about. So if this sounds like your jam, please take your shoes off and come on in by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Ciao for now, and I'll see you in the next one.